KECO in Oak City, Oklahoma. Time to talk. Let me see if I can get 28 of these cameras to go in the right direction, Landry.
I never could get them to work last week.
I know.
When I wasn't trying to.
I know.
I just couldn't do it.
I does.
Where's the cast? Where is the cast, Nathan?
Well, you got to Google what?
I'll just
search
Google the cast. I'll just Google the cast.
Cast.
Is Zoe Deschanel?
Deschanel. Is she in a movie? Yes.
Is she coming
Next question.
back? Is she coming back?
She's already back.
Is that
She's here.
the guy she's in the movie with? Looks a little bit like the guy from the other show. You know,
the other radio
the
show?
The guy from the show.
Jordan Kane? The radio show? What are you talking about?
New girl.
Oh, Nick. Nick Christmas? What's his name? Nick Christmas. What is the dude's name?
Nick Miller.
Okay.
Nick Miller.
Nathan and Landry and you, 225-9697.
He may have been my favorite character because in any awkward situation, he would moonwalk backwards out of the room. And it wasn't a moonwalk. It was terrible, but it was funny because it was terrible.
Man, that's awesome. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Christmas. It's 31 degrees. What's it going to get up to today? Glad you asked. 52. Beautiful fall day. Technically, it is still fall. You know that, right?
Yeah.
We got another week until winter gets here.
That guy, yeah, he was in
one of those Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one.
He was in Love, no, not Love Actually.
Oh, maybe it was.
With Coach, Love Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Not Love Actually.
So Netflix, not a Christmas movie, but Netflix.
But I think he was in a Christmas movie.
I think you're right. This is about the third one I've seen him in.
Yeah.
31 or 27 or something. What are you reading? Because I've got 31 degrees and 27 degrees over here. My phone says 30. So I've got 30, 31, and 27. It's one of those. I don't know which.
You know, temps are going to trend upward.
Yeah, we're going to hit about 52 today, 62 tomorrow, 63 Wednesday, 57 Thursday, Friday 60. And then, Landry, are you ready for Saturday when we will hit 72 degrees? Saturday, 72.
I thought we were finished with 70s.
I'm just happy we're done with the 80s. I'll be happy with that right now. But let me tell you, it's a cold one right now. Out there.
Oh, yeah.
If you're out there, you know this. If you're in there, you don't know it as much, but if you're out there, outdoors, you know it's a cold one. Hey, you got an uncle who is rooting for you to have a massive retirement. He's waiting there with his mouth drooling, his hand out. He's ready to get a big chunk of your big retirement. You see, you need to avoid that. You need to kick Uncle Sam out of your retirement, and Brian and Briley Backett can help you do that. They'll be here this Thursday, by the way. They will help you do that at Advanced Financial Strategies in Clinton, block and a half south of Homeland. Their website, retirewithbacca.com. Where's my stack of many, many things to say?
Well, right it's around.
Oh, here it is. Later, it's time to make your donuts Monday. Did you hear what I said? It's time to make your donuts Monday because I misread this. It's time to make your Monday sweet. Head to SK Donuts in Elk City, your local donut spot with the freshest, fluffiest donuts in town. From classic glazed to cream and jelly filled, there's a treat for everyone, and their kolaches are both affordable and delicious. SK Donuts, 1926 West 3rd in Elk City. Fresh, local, delicious. Open 7 days a week, 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. 580-243-9626. Landry, write that down. Because I know you call donut shops a lot.
Oh, sure.
And you need to know their area code. Don't dread Mondays. Do not worry. Be happy. Love at first bite. SK Donuts, 96.5 KECO is the early morning show. 31 or 30 or 27 degrees on our way to 52. Your weather at the bottom. Beckham County Sheriff D. Manning is going to D us up. Jared, local news. Landry, what did I miss?
Well, we did the show on Thursday, and then we did it again on Friday. Thursday, I brought in a young man named Sam, and he and I just rocked and rolled all morning long. And then Friday, I brought in your sister. Now, segment one was Lieutenant James Edwards on Friday. The game warden he was talking about, the game warden's toy drive wind-up deal at Walmart on Saturday. They were going to fill the boat. See, the firefighters on Labor Day, they fill the boot. The game wardens fill the boat. And so that was scheduled for Saturday. He came on to talk about that. And then we gave away the George Strait tickets.
When you went to Manhattan, Kansas 20 years ago, how'd you get there? What route did you take?
35 north, past Wichita, and then we turned somewhere. And I don't remember the rest.
Well, we went to Wichita and then kept going on 35. up to Emporia, and then kept going northwest to Topeka, and then from there went about due east. I think that route is right. Went to Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas. What a weird deal, Landry.
It's
when
a
you've got a
city in two
major
different states.
one major city, which is really two cities because one is in Kansas and one's in Missouri. It's just strange when you do that. But that was probably I hadn't been up that way since 1994. It's been 31 years plus since I've been up that way. And we drove through the Flint Hills, central Kansas, the Flint Hills. Really,
I've heard of that.
It's really quite lovely. Lots of amber-colored, wheat-colored grass. It's just these rolling sort of hills. But I was struck. I'm from western Oklahoma, and I know in western Oklahoma we are rural, okay? There's a lot of wide open space out here. There's even more in Kansas, though. There's miles and miles of nothing. There really is. You expect to see. And one of the things I found odd, when you're traveling I-40 from Oklahoma City to Amarillo, you're traveling down I-40, and you come, oh, look, there's Yukon. And you see stuff right there on the interstate. Then you come to El Reno, and there's stuff right there. Then you get to Hydro and Weatherford, and there's stuff right there. And then Clinton, and then Elk City, and then Sayre. There's always stuff right there that you can see. We kept, it seemed to me, taking I-35, the way we went to Kansas City, you don't go through Wichita. In fact, if you stayed on I-35 proper, which we did going up there, you stay on I-35, you don't even see Wichita. I'm wondering, where's all the people? Where's all the buildings? You don't see it. And it was the same deal around Emporia. And I don't remember much about Topeka, but it struck me that it bypassed even the towns, largely.
Nathan, Oklahoma's population is probably just over 4 million. Kansas's population is more than 1 million less. It's just under, the 2024 information was just under 3 million.
And let me tell you, you take out the far northeastern part of the state, be a lot less than that.
So not a lot of people in Kansas. There's a lot of wide open space is what they've got.
I have a feeling Nebraska is the same way. And I don't know that. I just have a feeling. And that's where I was last week in Kansas City, Missouri. By the way, while I was gone, they gave away the Heisman Trophy. Or wait, was that Saturday? And if it was Saturday, okay, never mind. I was already back. But I didn't see the ceremony.
I didn't either.
But I found out yesterday that the quarterback from Indiana won it. And then I found out that number 2, the quarterback at Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia, was really upset. And so now when you lose a big deal like this, instead of being magnanimous and gracious, now you go on social media and complain about it, which this Diego Pavia did. But here's what continues, Landry. How long has Facebook been real? 15 years?
At least.
Maybe 20, close to 20. So let's say 15 years. What people still have not figured out about social media is if you go there, pick the forum. If you go to TikTok or Instagram or Facebook and you just rant and complain, and if you're angry at people, there's a really good chance you are going to be compelled the next day to go back and apologize. And that's exactly what happened to Diego Pavia. Now, if you're 14, I understand it a little bit because you're 14. When you're a 23-year-old, which is kid, I mean, he's the quarterback at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is no slouch of a school either. It's a real deal school.
Yeah, their ball players may have to be able to read and write.
I mean, he's the quarterback. He leads this team, and he's 23 years old. Okay? He's got a wife and 4 children. Before he went to school there, he'd been working in a steel mill in Pennsylvania. No, but he's a grown man. He's 23. And first of all, he loses the Heisman Trophy. He comes in second. And in the old days, if you came in second, you were gracious. Oh, you clap for the guy and you just, whatever.
In the old days before social media.
Yes. You would just take it and go and, okay, now let's get on to the next bowl game or whatever. Get on with your life. Anymore, now when people lose, they complain. And he gets on social media and gripes about the voters. First of all, what good? It does no good. It just makes people feel better. Get it off their chest, I guess. But they don't know. They don't know. They're going to have to go back and apologize, which is what he did. How many times? Well, he's took to social media to complain. And then 3 hours later or the next day, I want to apologize for what I said.
And was it because he actually felt bad about it? Or was it because his manager and the university president and the coach all said, kid,
hey, man, that's a bad look for
this
us.
is a bad look for you. This is a bad look for Vanderbilt. And, we're why you're getting paid $1 million a year. Diego Pavia, he seems like a lot. And he might be a really good player. Obviously, he's a pretty good player. He wouldn't have been one of the Heisman finalists. But I read something yesterday when I learned about the story. Apparently, he had been shilling for himself, making the case, claiming that he was the greatest football player in the country. He may be one of these guys who, if he's your teammate, you love him. But if you're anybody else in the world, if you're not a Vanderbilt fan or a player, he might rub you the wrong way. He seems like he's full of himself. And so he decided to take to social media.
You voters are stupid, you morons. I'm the best.
Scorch the earth. And then, after using some of the profanest profanity, I'm guessing his manager, his media,
his agent,
and the coach, and the president, and the AD,
and hopefully his parents. Hopefully his parents got a hold of him and said, "Hey, son."
But he's 23 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point you do need to grow up. I saw a video the other day by John Calipari, the basketball coach. Where's he coaching now?
Arkansas?
Is it Arkansas? He was talking about now in this era of, I don't know why the portal and NIL affect age. I don't know if it's because people are hanging around longer, because you only have so much eligibility, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how old this video was, but in the video, John Calipari was claiming that now you've got guys in college playing ball that he said 26 years old are playing ball.
Get out in college?
Yeah. Supposedly, I was told just last night that a local university's quarterback is that age. But Calipari was saying, he said, you got people in college that are 26 who he's waving up at his kids up in the stands. The money he's making now, he's paying alimony to his first wife. And he was serious. He was serious.
He's not trying to be funny.
This was not a joke. I don't think this was John Calipari being funny. I think he was being serious. Paying alimony to his first wife, waving at his kids up in the stands. He's 26 years old playing college basketball.
225.
How old teams are now.
225-9697. You could text us and let us know. I agree with you about being a grown man. See, Diego Pavia, who came in, who was runner-up for the Heisman, and got so angry, went to social media, because that's what it was invented for. That's what it's good for, all right? Just go and vent your feelings and complain to the world. He did. And then went back and apologized for it. Well, he's 23 years old, okay? He's not some kid. He's not some little kid.
No.
He's 23 years old. One of our listeners said, I agree with you about being a grown man. I was 23 with 2 kids, married, bought my first house, working on the rigs. Grow up. 225-9697. What do you think about that? 18 minutes after 7 o'clock, Nathan, Landry, and you were sitting at about 30 degrees. Landry, I've got a story I want to share with you. Something happened on my trip, and I have permission to tell this story, okay? I got permission. It involves an in-law of mine. I cannot wait to tell this story. I hope everybody stays with us long enough at least for me to tell this story. I am so excited about this.
Does it involve plumbing?
No, it involves a restaurant.
So it doesn't involve the water tank.
Farmers use a lot of oil every season. Oilfield companies use a lot of oil all the time. Camrock's oil, same specifications, lubricates the same as the designer brands. But here's the difference. Camrock's oil costs a lot less. Folks who use a lot of oil save a lot of money with Camrock. Camrock Supply, South Main and Elk City, next to Fred's Steakhouse. But they're also in Ulysses, Kansas, Midland, Texas, and Oklahoma City.
Nathan and Landry will keep talking on the early morning show right after this.
You got 5-6 tractors out there. You got a dozer, a traco, a grader, something like that. I mean, you go through a lot of oil in a season. I mean, you'll use a few hundred gallons in a season. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. They can come in and talk to us, see what they want, or give us a call, and we can come out and see what they have, fill their tanks, set them tanks. That's what we've done here in the past. We've converted a lot of farmers over to our brand, our house brand of motor diesel oil. The price savings it's huge for them. We sell it to oil field companies also. They use it in frac pumps. And they're not happy, you know it, and it's working great for them. Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse. The price savings it's huge for them.
We have a lot of patients that love that we kind of like to have fun.
They like to hear us singing together in the operatory, humming along. If you would like a serenade while you're getting treatment, we're your girls. But if you also want us to shut up, we will.
It's not so nerve-wracking for a lot of people.
We have a good time with our patients. Try to help put patients at ease, kind of distract on the fact that we're working in their mouth. We like to have a good day, and when you're around that type of atmosphere, usually it's kind of contagious. Others have a good time. You know, when you're having a good time, others have a good time too.
I'm Dr. Jamie Cameron, Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics in Weatherford, catty corner to Walgreens, swdentalok.com. We're also on Facebook.
Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics, where we treat you like family and do life-changing dentistry.
What if you got yourself a new pickup for Christmas? While it's still 2025, Barbara Dyson Ford has all 2025 F-150s ready to go with 0% interest for 60 months. Pick any trim package you want, the deal's the same. All 2025 F-150s come with no interest for 5 years. And to make sure you get everyone else gifts they want, make no payments for 90 days. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Barbara Dyson Ford. Online at barbaradysonford.net. This message, Santa certified, and comes with the North Pole seal of approval.
My dad and I don't change our minds easily, but we really wanted better grades on our cotton. So a couple of years ago, we met with Keith and the team at Carson County Gin. I'm cotton farmer Spencer Smith, and my dad is Jimmy Smith. We liked what we heard and saw in that meeting. We liked it a lot. Keith Mixon said he wanted to earn our business, so we gave him a chance, and it paid off. The communication was great through the whole process. They contacted me on a regular basis. When I called them, someone always answered the phone. The cotton came out looking great. Their attention to detail got us a higher grade and a higher price. Turnaround time was excellent, but they made sure to do the job right to get us better, cleaner cotton. And then they helped us sell it for more money. Carson County Gin is located near White Deer, Texas, west of Pampa. You'll find them online if you Google them. Dad and I trust the team at Carson County Gin with our livelihood. They're the kind of people we want to do business with.
Fine Line wants your car, and they're going to pay you for it. Top dollar. Call Steve Jones at Fine Line, 225-9111, 225-9111. Make some money.
We couldn't find anyone better to put on the air during the commercial, so Nathan and Landry Brewer are back. The early morning show on KECO.
Some days, that's just the way it goes. 23 minutes after 7 o'clock, 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Nathan, Landry, and you. I'm going to call it cloudy. Look cloudy out there to me. It's either 27 or 30 or 31 or something. Hey, through New Year's Eve, Barbara Dyson Ford offers 0% interest. 0% interest for 5 years on all 2025 Escapes, Explorers, Transit Vans, and yes, the vaunted F-Series. And even some select Super Duties. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. So if you're worried about Christmas cash, don't worry. You don't have to make a payment for 90 days. But you're going to get the big 0% interest for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And, especially if you're some kind of ag producer and you don't want Uncle Sam to claim a lot of money for your, taxes for this year, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Barbara Dyson Ford, northeast part of Elk City. Nathan Landry, and you text us 225-9697. Okay, took a trip last week.
Yo, boy. Here we go.
We're on I-35. I think we're either still in northern Oklahoma or had just gotten into Kansas. I don't remember, and it doesn't matter. But we're traveling north Wednesday of last week. Mm-hmm. Get a phone call. It's my mother-in-law.
Yes.
No, she didn't call me.
Okay, I was about to ask.
She called Julie. She called her daughter. Okay.
Well, which makes sense.
No, it doesn't for them. No, that is in fact, that's what Julie said. That's odd. My mom's calling. I wonder what she wants. She just...
Oh, I thought you were saying it would be more likely they would call you.
No, it wouldn't be more likely. It would be more likely they would call her, but they don't call her. So it was odd they were calling it on. And it's like 11, 12, 1. It's like 2 o'clock, 1 or 2 in the afternoon on a Wednesday.
Are you like me when your phone rings and you recognize the person, you think, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Every time. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Wonder what this is all about.
Uh-oh.
So get a call from my mother-in-law. Well, I didn't. My wife, Julie, got a call from her mother-in-law.
Her mother.
Also known as her mother. Oops, sorry. And she said she saw who it was. Said, my mom, that's weird.
See?
Wonder what's going on.
See?
She just doesn't call,
Right.
especially during the day. It's usually a weekend, something like just middle of the Wednesday, middle of the day, middle of the week. She just doesn't call. Okay. So it was weird.
Okay.
And so.
And this is from Wednesday?
This is Wednesday. Heading like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the afternoon.
You said you're still in Oklahoma or you're just over into the Kansas?
It doesn't matter. Either way. I don't
You're
remember.
somewhere close. Okay.
Yeah, it was up there.
All right.
Now, you have to know this about my in-laws, okay? You have to know this. They love the Cracker Barrel. They live in Sapulpa, Oklahoma, and there is a Cracker Barrel in Tulsa, and they could probably find it with their eyes closed, okay? They love the Cracker Barrel. In fact, they had that's where they ate their Thanksgiving dinner. Was that the Cracker?
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
you
know what? Go where you know.
I would imagine they go there at least once a week. And the last time they had been, they are some rewards members, right? They're the Cracker Barrel rewards members.
Get their card punched.
Well, they had been, the previous time they'd been there, they were given a piece of paper or a card or something.
A certificate?
With a QR code that would allow them to get, you ready for this? 10% off their next meal. Now, I don't understand. I don't know all the particulars because I wasn't with them and I couldn't see the thing. It seems to me if you're already a rewards member, they've got your data, don't they?
I would think
Don't
so.
they already? Shouldn't you be able to always get the discount? But for some reason, my in-laws, the previous time they were at the Cracker Barrel in Tulsa, were given this thing, this card or piece of paper. It had a QR code and it said, all right, scan this QR code to get 10% off your next meal.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, they couldn't do that. And that's why they were calling to get help with this whole, wait, what do we do? How does this work? You scan the thing and you got it. Wait, look, if you've done it, you've done it. If you know, you know. You know how QR codes work. You bring up your phone app, you hold it steady, like you're going to take a picture on the QR code, and then eventually the yellow box comes up and it will give you a link to a website, and you touch it. You touch the website, and it's supposed to take you to the website, and you do what?
I remember being absolutely befuddled by the QR code before I understood what to do.
Well, Landry.
See?
Landry. So Julie's trying to walk her mother. She's on speakerphone. That's why I'm hearing all this. She's on speakerphone, and I'm hearing all this. And she's trying to walk her through okay, well, what did you do? This, that, and the other. They couldn't get it done. For whatever reason, whatever the deal was, because we're on the car end, we're on this end, and mother-in-law's on the other end in Sapulpa with the piece of paper and trying to explain, and we couldn't get it done. But Landry, they spent what's a bill for two people at the Cracker Barrel? You suppose a regular like 30 or 40 bucks for two people?
Easily $30.
Okay, at least 30.
I haven't eaten there in ever.
It's pricier. So their entrees, their entrees may be $15, $18 each.
It's not all you can eat.
No, you order from the menu. And
okay.
So let's say $30 or $40. Okay. Yeah. So 10% discount.
We're talking $3 to $4.
Landry, that phone call, they spent 20 minutes on the phone trying to figure out how to get a $3 or $4 discount.
Mrs. Seinfeld, turn on the
20 minutes. I clocked. I looked at it after it was over. It was a 22-minute phone call, 20 minutes spent trying to get a 10% discount at the Cracker Barrel on one meal, one visit to the Cracker Barrel. And I thought to myself, if I am fortunate enough to live into retirement, and particularly, it's not like they just retired last week or last month. You're talking about 80 years old. I don't think I want to spend 20 minutes trying to shave $3 or $4 off.
But maybe it was worth it to talk to your daughter. Just to get to talk to your daughter on the phone.
Let me tell you why she called. That discount. Okay? That's why she called.
$3 to $4.
$3 to $4, a 10% discount.
Isn't interesting? I used to think, oh, well, if gasoline is 3 cents a gallon cheaper here, then that's where I will go. But now that I'm nearing 50, I do this math thing where I say, okay, is it worth my time and effort to drive the 17 miles to get the 4 cents a gallon cheaper gasoline? Is that how I want to spend my day?
One
Does
of our
it really matter?
One of our listeners said, I would agree with you and say most older white people do love the Cracker Barrel. They absolutely do.
Older white people.
Which was, by the way, but let me, Julie made a valid point, a valid criticism. Considering who the demographic is that eats there, they really made this process way too difficult. I don't understand. If my in-laws are already rewards members affiliated with Cracker Barrel, I don't understand why they have to go through anything to get the discount, but much less when you're trying to reach retirement age people, you don't want to do a lot of technology and steps to get the discount.
Yeah, why not just give them a piece of paper that you just show them and they can punch it? Or
so Julie ended up telling her mother, look, just show them the piece of, when you go to eat, show them the piece of paper and say, we tried to do this and couldn't explain. Just hand them, you might be able to hand them your phone and they do it for you.
Yes, I would imagine. And I mean, that should, in theory, take about 17 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
If that much.
But over the phone for 20 minutes, we couldn't get it done. For a 10% discount off their next meal. 20 minutes trying to get a $3 to $4 discount on their next meal.
But, you were listening to one side of the conversation.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I was listening to both sides.
Oh, was it on speaker?
It was on speakerphone.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, okay, well, this is even better. So as the driver, you got this drive ahead of you that's probably, if you did not stop at all, would be at least 6 hours, right?
It was 7.
Okay, 7 hours if you don't
With
stop.
With barely stopping, it was 7.
That's it. So barely stopping 7. So you've got some time to kill as you're driving. Did that provide you with 22 minutes of entertainment? Or at least a diversion?
It was a diversion. It was 22 minutes of something. It was a diversion.
So it was not entertaining. I mean, did you find the humor in it as you were listening?
Well, sure.
Well, so that's entertainment.
Okay, yeah.
20 minutes of entertainment in a 7-hour drive. It's something.
Well, it is frustrating when you think, if we were there and could see the thing and manipulate, we could do.
Yeah.
But,
it would take 15 seconds. Okay. Hold this. When you see this, touch it. It takes you to a website.
Well,
bam.
And it tried to, something about needed to send a verification code.
Oh, don't get me started.
So she went through the steps of trying to get that and then couldn't find it. We didn't know where it went because it's either supposed to be texted to you or emailed to you.
I'm sympathetic.
Couldn't find it.
I'm sympathetic because everybody runs into that. You go, okay, you go through these 19 steps and then you need a verification code that they're going to text it to you
for this 10% discount.
And then when you do that, you have to be able to copy it.
Yeah.
And then, for a certain demographic, that's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
People who aren't tech savvy like you and I are.
Oh, huge. We are huge tech savvy. Big.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Cracker Barrel, knowing their audience, knowing the demographic they're trying to reach, just give them a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And say, here, show us this piece of paper. That's what they need.
Did you take that long, long road in Kansas where eventually you come to an overpass and it says scenic view? And the scenic view is a bunch of cows? Don't ever stop there. It's boring. No, I don't think I ever did.
The Flint Hills. I've heard of the Flint Hills.
Yeah. It's pretty, I thought. I mean, it's got its own beauty, rolling waves of amber.
There was a lot of Kansas. A lot of my trip up to Manhattan, on the way there was at night. And on the way back was during the day. So I got a better view of Kansas.
Well, you should have gone through some of the Flint Hills.
Probably did. But I didn't know it at the time.
Well, there are big signs that say you're, Flint Hills. A special thanks to everyone that showed up and donated toys to the Oklahoma State Game Wardens Association Christmas Toy Drive. We are grateful and appreciate the support of our community. Merry Christmas to all. I believe that's from Lieutenant James. Oh, he filled the boat. He absolutely filled the boat. I drove through the Flint Hills this weekend. Get out, Chopper Dave! Come on! I didn't see you.
When he says drove, does that mean he flew? He drove his chopper over the Flint Hills? The rolling waves of amber?
I suppose if there are any stones in that ground, they are the Flint stones. Do you suppose that's right?
I don't.
Flintstones.
I don't understand.
Meet the Flintstones.
Isn't a rim shot the greatest?
It really
I
is.
love having a rim shot.
Hey, you guys didn't vote for me for the Heisman. Y'all are sorry. I'm sorry I said that. Yeah, I have to apologize. Man, hey Pavia. Maybe you should stop being such a loser.
Maybe
you should listen to basketball. Big Oak TV has more Elk City basketball coming up this Tuesday. Wait, is this old? What day is today?
Are they changing the regs in college? Can you go on and...
Oh, wait. No, that is tomorrow.
Can you go to law school and then be eligible?
Today's the
law school or med school.
Today's the 15th.
And still play football.
Tomorrow, the Childress Bobcats come to Elk City. The Elkettes tip at 6:30, followed by the boys at 8 o'clock. BigOakTV.com. Paragon TV. Look at games tonight, Monday night, December 15. Burns Flat Dill City at Hammond, 6:30. I'll stop there because, hey... Oklahoma City Philharmonic, Merry and Bright, Songs of Christmas this Wednesday at the Pioneer Center, Kelly O'Hara Performing Arts Center, and the Pioneer Center in the Center of Action in Elk City. Get your tickets online, elkcityartscouncil.org, or go by Correll's Do It Center. The 4th, 5th, and 6th grade Elk City singers will be singing with them. Already did that. Okay, don't have to do that for another week. We got the Penny News out. Sheriff Manning's coming up. Landry's there. I'm Nathan, 225-9697. How long would you spend trying to get a 10% discount at the Cracker Barrel? Text me, let me know, 225-9697.
Nathan and Landry Brewer will continue to confuse you in just a little bit. Duh. On the early morning show on KECO.
We did the Veterans Monument in Oklahoma City. At the time we did it, they didn't want any names on it. They were just doing the different wars in bronze panels on granite. 20 years later, they decided they want all the veterans' names on the back of the monument. Well, there's no way to engrave it, so they wanted to put bronze names on there, and we said, you can't, that won't work well. They ended up finding someone that would put the bronze names on there, and then they started kind of popping off and everything. So then they called us to go in and see how we could clad it and get the names on it after the fact. So there's just things that come up in the granite industry where you have to investigate and figure out how to fix it or create it. Some things you just won't do, but, there's projects that are nice out there that not everybody will have a hand in, will want to have a hand. Willis Granite Products. Our website is willisgranite.com.
So if your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. Oilfield customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oilfield or agriculture. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing, and if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. The business I've done with the oilfield, they got to see your face. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the customer prefers, that's what we're going to do. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings. In the oilfield, sometimes you get a call for a crazy, hey, can you get this? And you go find it for them. American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123.
Solves that problem.
House shoes are always a good little stocking stuffer, or just like a cozy little gift to get a house shoe with a blanket combined. I don't feel like you can go wrong there. We have a brand called Spongel. It's soap on a sponge, and it goes up to at least 25 plus uses. That's a great stocking stuffer to come in and get. We also have little jewelry boxes. We have teleties. We have perfume. So several different items to look out for stockings.
What are those right over there? Look familiar. What am I pointing at?
Those beautiful nutcrackers. I just love nutcrackers. They are just so fun and just make a great table display.
Tell me about these things right here.
They kind of remind me of the Whoville trees. They are just fun addition to winter, and I feel like you can leave them up all winter long. It's not just one of those Christmas trees that you feel like you want to just take down as soon as Christmas is over. Any gift you buy, whether it is small or you have 4 bag loads, we offer free gift wrapping.
Grandview Pharmacy and Gifts, now located at 1503 West 3rd Street in Elk City.
Briley Baca is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Every dollar you save for retirement has a silent partner, and it's your crazy Uncle Sam. He's waiting with his hand out, ready to take a chunk of your IRA, your 401k, and even your Social Security if you're not careful. But here's the truth. You can fight back. With the right strategy, you can keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket and out of Washington's. At Advanced Financial Strategies, we specialize in family wealth management, helping families in western Oklahoma cut down on future tax bills, maximize income, and keep control of their financial future. Don't wait for the IRS to decide how much of your retirement you get to keep. Call me, Briley Bacca, a certified financial planner professional here in Clinton, at 323-6800, or visit our website, retirewithbacca.com. Advanced Financial Strategies, your money, your future, your choice.
Ready for another dose of radio caffeine? Here comes the early morning show on KECO.
19 minutes away from the top, 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. I have some follow-up commentary in just a moment after the weather to the Cracker Barrel story. I mean, it's unfolding, really. It's ongoing, and the new developments are coming out all the time on this this hot Cracker Barrel story. Carter Electric, they know how to put your wires together. Keep your power turned on. That's what they do. They're good at it, too. They've done it since Harry Truman. Can you believe that? Harry Truman was president when they started this deal. 225-2447, Carter Electric. Here we go. Sunny, 52. Beautiful fall day in the Flint Hills. 52 degrees today. Southwest winds 10 to 20. Tonight, partly cloudy, 32. Tomorrow, 10 more degrees. Sunny, and 62. Today, 52. Tomorrow, 62. Right now on the back porch, it's either 27, 30, or 31. It's one of those. I don't know. You tell me. 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Okay. I forgot about this comment that I heard during the Cracker Barrel speakerphone conversation last Wednesday. Julie told her mother at one point, she said, well, if you're just trying to save a few dollars, skip the gift shop and call it good. Just don't buy a gift there.
Why go?
Because they love it. My in-laws absolutely love the Cracker Barrel.
But if you skip the gift shop.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, no. They just love the decor. They love feeling like they're at a garage sale. A restaurant at a garage sale. They absolutely love it. Remember, by the way, this is coming in directly from my wife who talked to her mother, and I have permission to tell the story on air. Remember, she shopped there to get her great-grandchildren gifts a year ago at the Cracker Barrel. Shopped at the Cracker Barrel to get her great-grandchild gifts a year ago.
A stick and wheel
to roll. A cream separator.
Give me one of those little triangle games.
Oh, with the golf tees? The golf tees and the triangle?
Yeah. Happy great-grandkid.
Love those.
Oh, wow. $3 to $4 discount. Later, 20 minutes. If she was trying to save a few dollars, I told her to just don't get anything at the gift shop. Call it good. Funny stuff. 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. That is the voice of Beckton County Sheriff Derek Manning joining us on a Monday to bring just a sense of order and law.
Sorry, I was chiming in unannounced, but I have strong opinions about Cracker Barrel. I have to be drug out of the gift shop, so if I didn't get to go to the gift shop, I would just pout and not go.
My thing about the Cracker Barrel is it is actually cool to be there. I mean, just to visit and see it. The food's fine. I mean, the food's fine. It's a restaurant. They know what they're doing. They know how to make food. It's just, it wouldn't be my choice. If somebody said, hey, Nathan, pick a restaurant, it would not be, assuming there were other choices. Now, if it's the only restaurant in 20 miles and I'm hungry, I'll go there. But assuming there are other choices, I'm going to pick the other choice.
Speaking as a grandfather who that has been his choice, I'm have to refer to you as a whippersnapper now.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning, a week or two or three ago, we talked about a pursuit along the river.
It's been a few weeks. Yes.
And there's follow-up to that.
Yeah, so the individual that we were pursuing in that case turned up in Oklahoma City. We had a warrant out for his arrest and hadn't been able to locate him for the past few weeks. We felt like he was out of town and had some help getting out of town, but He turned up in Oklahoma City. They picked him up, and he's back in Beckham County Jail now. So got that one taken care of.
He wasn't picked up by a river, was he?
No.
So maybe he was just a river.
But how did
traveler.
you know? How'd you know it was him?
We had evidence and good solid evidence, witness statements, and some other physical.
So
evidence.
you had an ID.
Yeah, we knew who we were looking for, and have since issued a warrant for him, and that's what he was picked up on and brought back to us for.
Ah, yeah, you can run, and you can run for a while sometimes. Ask Whitey Bulger. You can run, but you can't hide.
Just go to jail tired. Sorry, it's an old cop joke.
Yeah.
Go to jail tired.
Landry, just recently on the show, I think, mentioned that over the last couple of years, you go to a doctor's office or a pharmacy, and they've started putting up signs saying, please do not hit, please do not assault us, it's illegal, don't do that. Because it seems since COVID, let's blame everything on COVID, it just seemed like the last 5 or 6 years, there's been an uptick in assaulting medical professionals. Well, when you throw in somebody who's in legal trouble anyway, your office dealt with this, an officer and healthcare assault.
So, yeah, and there's a specific law about attacking a healthcare worker. So we were assisting another agency. We ended up at the hospital with this guy who was intoxicated, and they were trying to treat him, take care of him, and my deputy was there, and the guy ended up kicking a nurse who I believe no, I'm not sure on that detail, but he did kick a nurse or hit a nurse, and then I think he assaulted one of the ambulance workers that was there, and then he kicked my deputy in the face and jaw. And so my deputy, they eventually got him back under control, got him detained again, and he's been charged now with not only the original charge, which had to do with, I think, public intoxication, but then also charges of assaulting healthcare workers and assault and battery on an officer. So it's just got himself in bad trouble. But yeah, it's why we stay there with them, especially if they're. Every once in a while you can take one and they're calm, and the folks at the emergency room will say, we're good if you go, and we're always okay with doing that, but we always want to check and make sure we're leery of leaving there if there's any chance that they might get out of hand. And so my deputy stayed with this guy, and fortunately he did, because the situation did get a little bit out of control for a minute, and we had to take it back in hand.
96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning is here. Something that we have discussed off air, and we probably have discussed it on air too. It just seems like, and maybe we're just getting old, but it does seem like there's less and less civility in society. And I don't know, our grandparents probably said the same thing 50 years ago. Well, maybe. I don't know, but from your vantage point, and I realize law enforcement are usually called into bad situations anyway, but is there less civility than there used to be?
I think I see less civility in the way of social media. That's where I see the lack of civility in person.
You mean like Heisman runners up?
Mm-hmm. I'm unaware. I've not been tracking that, but in person, people have always managed to lack civility with a lot of the situations that we've been in. This same situation, I had to work a similar situation when I was a first-year trooper, where one of the people I took to the emergency room after a crash was they were high on PCP at that time, and they kicked a pregnant nurse, and I tried to make them leave him restrained on the gurney, and they needed to work on him. They said, no, uncuff him, he'll be okay. So I argued with them a little bit, and they finally said, hey, we're the medical professionals. And I said, okay, so I'm going to stand here though. And I said, because he's been a little bit rowdy, and he got rowdy again and kicked the nurse and took a swing at me, and so I had to restrain him again, and it was a big mess. But no, that's not anything new. So it's intoxicated people in hospital settings that are getting poked and prodded and restrained. They tend to get a little bit out of hand sometimes. So yes, in some ways, no, in others it's the same.
One of the ongoing stories that law enforcement have to tell in a jail setting is this continued effort by those on the outside to get stuff into people on the inside, contraband, stuff they're not supposed to have. I mean, we talk about it all the time with Casey Paxton down at Granite. People just constantly trying to sneak stuff into jail.
Yeah, it is constant, and we've had 2 incidents this week that we caught people trying to bring in contraband. And it's something that we're on high alert for. Obviously, we had a situation not too long ago where we had a fentanyl exposure in the jail from a tiny, tiny amount that didn't get detected, and we changed some things because of that to make sure that even the tiny, tiny amounts are more likely to be detected. But we had one individual that came in and didn't even make it to the scanner. My staff found, as they were stripping him out and patting him down, they found a meth pipe that had gone undetected by the arresting officer from another agency that brought him in. And so they confiscated that, so he was trying to get in the jail with that, or forgot he had it in his pocket, as I'm sure is what he would like to think. But the meth pipe was confiscated. We did a report on that. He'll be charged with that, because once you get inside the jail doors, you're attempting to bring contraband in if you've got it with you. So it's one of those deals where if the officer doesn't find it and you don't fess up to it before you get into the jail, it's another separate charge once you get into the facility. And a meth pipe is most certainly contraband. So that was detected by my staff, so good job on that. And then the scanner caught another one. So a lady came in, and the detention deputy, I spoke to her Saturday night. She said that the lady got into the scanner, and she detected an anomaly on the scanner and went to looking, and the woman had 3 bras on. So within the layers of those 3 bras, she had a vial that had a white powdery substance in it, a little small bottle. And when the deputy went to have her, check, and so she could examine her and find out what that bottle was, she tried to kind of like hide it, by pinching the fabric and pulling it away and acting like it wasn't there. So my deputy recovered that, and we turned that over to the jail investigator, so that'll be a separate charge on her. But that was just that deputy doing a really good job of running the scanner and making sure that she paid attention to detail, and we appreciate that.
That makes me think of something. Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning in the room, 96.5 KECO is the early morning show. Sometimes you do have females that you have to arrest and deal with. Do you make it a point to keep females on staff in part for that very reason?
We do have females on staff. We have protocol for if a female is just not available and we need to dress somebody out, there are protocols for how they go about that. But even in the case that there's not a female detention deputy on staff at the time, we will normally try to just call one in. It's just much safer and simpler to do that. So yes, we do. We're always happy to hire. Anytime we can hire a good candidate as a female jailer, we're very happy, because it's sometimes tough to find folks for that job that would want to do that job that are female. And so we've got several very good female deputies, and we're proud to have them on there. And that was a female deputy that caught that in that case.
We're only a week and a half away from Christmas, and we're only probably the rest of this week away from the first semester being done in all the area public schools. This is something we haven't talked about since probably school began back in August. But how are things going with your SROs in Beckham County?
They're busy.
School resource officers.
School resource
officers. The sheriff and I are inside, so we know the lingo. But if you don't know, I'm talking about school resource officers.
All the acronyms and abbreviations. Yeah, the school resource officers are doing a great job. They're staying extremely busy. We were just talking the other day with school resource officers, and I believe my wife was involved in that conversation. But if it weren't for the phones, we would have half as much to do right now for school resource officers, it seems like. And most of that is kids getting themselves in trouble with phones in ways they don't even realize they can get themselves in trouble with, having to do with sending pictures back and forth or taking pictures of themselves. We're actually looking at having a class at the beginning of each school year now then we're looking for resources. We've got a couple of agencies that we think can provide us some pretty good resources for this, to educate kids and parents on the dangers, not just we've done a pretty good job, I think, of educating parents and kids on the dangers of predators on the computers and cell phones and social media and that sort of thing. But one of the things that a lot of kids and parents sometimes seem surprised by is that there are criminal charges, sometimes felony charges, for things that really involve something as simple as pushing a button on your cell phone or tapping the screen on your cell phone and sending something to somebody, or receiving something and keeping it on your cell phone. It's a very criminally legally dangerous world out there for kids using poor judgment on cell phone. And so we're looking at educating them at the first of the year about, especially the teenagers from, say, 7th grade on up, and especially the older kids who, while they're in school, reach the age of adulthood, 18 years old, then a whole different set of crimes becomes applicable to them and they can get themselves in trouble in ways that they probably hadn't thought about before. So we deal with a lot of that. The SROs stay busy with that. Substances trying to come into the school, kind of similar to the jail.
Contraband in the school.
So we deal with a lot of that. The vapes, the pens, dab pens, all of that stuff is just a constant issue for, I think, every school in the state. And some of the laws haven't quite yet caught up to where they need to be to make it where we have tools that we can use to address that. But they're constantly alert for that, and I know that's something to deal with a lot too. And then also just domestic issues that come up that are happening at home that we find out about at school and things like that. And so the SROs are just constantly churning through a lot of things that are going on.
Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning, always interesting to talk to you to see what's going on.
I thank you for your time. You guys be safe.
You too. Jared Atha coming in to give you local award-winning morning news. About 32 degrees on our way to 52. Stay tuned for more. 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show.
Sunny and 31. This is the Paragon Morning News. I'm Jared Atha. A man in Oak City is facing a felony drug trafficking charge following a controlled drug buy at his home. Court records say investigators used a confidential informant to purchase pills from 55-year-old Bill Brown on May 27th. Testing later showed the pills contained a fentanyl precursor and methamphetamine. The total tested weight exceeded 1 gram, meeting Oklahoma's trafficking threshold. A Beckham County judge issued a felony arrest warrant with bond set at $50,000. A court date has not yet been scheduled. State officials have approved construction of a new hangar at the Burns Flat Air and Spaceport for a $17 million space plane. The Oklahoma Department of Aerospace and Aeronautics Commission signed off on the $490,000 project for Dawn Aerospace's Aurora spaceplane. Construction is expected to begin next summer, with the facility projected to be completed by early 2027. Dawn Aerospace is expected to be the first company to launch a spacecraft from Burns Flat to suborbital flight. The Ouachita County Sheriff's Office has received a National Highway Safety Grant to support a speed reduction and high visibility enforcement campaign. Deputies will increase patrols and issue citations as part of the Speeding Slows You Down initiative, running through September of 2026. Officials say speeding remains a major cause of fatal crashes, especially among young drivers and motorcyclists. The Sheriff's Office is reminding motorists to slow down and obey posted speed limits. In state news, should voters decide if lawmakers should get a pay raise? One lawmaker says yes. Oklahoma News Network's Beth Myers tells us who.
State Representative Rick West of Heavener says he will try again next session to pass a bill that would require a vote of the people anytime the Oklahoma Legislative Compensation Board recommends a pay raise or pay decrease for members of the legislature. West says it's a promise that he made to his constituents that he would attempt to let them vote on whether or not legislators deserve a pay raise. Now, similar bills that he's filed in the past never made it out of committee.
These stories and more on our Facebook page and website. Sunny right now in 31. This has been the Paragon Morning News. I'm Jared Atha.
Fence building or welding? John 6 will get her done. 6 Wire Company, 580-497-6213.
The Early Morning Show. Think of it as a continental breakfast of the mind.
Every morning there's a free continental breakfast.
Continental breakfast.
It's back here on 96.5 KECO.
Here's what I know. For you to keep making money, the equipment and machinery have got to keep running. Well, good news. Hose will help. American Hose and Supply. Inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. Tell that officer on the radio I apologize for his officer last night on I-40 about 7:30, headed westbound, came flying up behind me, tailgated me. So I slowed down when I got over passing the semi. Then I noticed it was a Beckham County Sheriff, but no red and blues. Almost 80. If we did that, we'd get a ticket. Okay, that's from a listener. Remember that Cracker Barrel garage sale stuff? Not complimentary. I got asked to leave because I was eating the candy bars and thought they were complimentary. Not so much. Oh, good stuff. Fox News Exploring Energy Tradio at 10. Today in Ag at noon. Backroads at 3. Country music all day. Local award-winning news and sports 96.5 KECO in Elk City. Man, if you need a job, need a service provider, need ag products, need vehicles, need trailers, look in the Penny News, page 10, all those trailers. GR 24-foot full top, high side, and rubber lifetime floor, $20,975. Bunch of trailers on page 10 of the Penny News, 2D trailer sales. Have a great day. Stay safe. And remember, KECO loves you.